What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again. I promised you guys if you voted for me 250,000 times the king of the web, I would be willing to shoot an old school Q&A. So I allowed people over to King of the Web to ask as many questions as they wanted. We have 100 questions to answer. Man, talk about old school. That's a lot of questions. So I'm going to shake things up since I haven't done one of these in a couple of years. Rather than film my fat face the entire time, I'm going to try to give you something more interesting to look at. So I'm going to film this via audio using my new Yeti mic and my headphones here. And I'm going to be talking to this thing, reading the questions off the screen. And I'm going to do it in pure audio. Then I'm going to go ahead and upload it into video. And I'm going to overlay maybe some gameplay footage or maybe some pictures and stuff. I'm not really sure what I'm going to put up there yet. But it should be a little more interesting for you to watch than just me sitting here talking. But more importantly, what I think will be exciting about it is you can treat this like a podcast. So while you're playing World of Warcraft today, Battlefield 3, whatever it is you're playing right now, League of Legends, that's what I'm playing right now. Alt-tab out, listen to this video in its entirety, come back and take a look at the whatever it is that I'm displaying if you want, and just enjoy the video. I think it's going to be about an hour long, so go grab a drink. I've got my nice tall glass of ice water, and let's get started. So I got my Yeti mic hooked up. I've got my headphones on. If you're still looking at the screen, what you're probably seeing is a series of pictures of promo stills and photos from my life. I figured I'd throw those up there while you listen, so don't feel compelled to watch that. It's just something, just in case you happen to see. I will tell you that there's a picture of the girlfriend and myself in there somewhere, so a lot of people are always so curious about what she looks like. It's just a picture I downloaded from the Facebook page. It's kind of an Easter egg for you, so why don't you hop around and see if you can find it. But let's see. Question number 1. Are you planning to start live streaming at any point? Would be really fun and entertaining to watch. My schedule is pretty awkward because I do most of my filming during the daytime when my roommate is awake and my girlfriend's at work. And I would like to do live streaming, but live streaming is something that I would want to do later in the day. So I want to do it, and eventually I'm going to try to get set up with the guys at Justin TV or Twitch TV or something. Hopefully one day somebody will contact me about that, and if they do, that'll probably be the catalyst for me getting started. But I'm excited about it. I would like to do it. I don't know what games I'd play or what I would do in a live stream, and I'm sure they'd be pretty short, but they seem like a lot of fun. I've talked to my friend Wow Hobbs, I've talked to my friend Panzer, Trade Chat, and they've all said that they really enjoy the experience. The fans enjoy the experience. So it's something I definitely want to do in the future. Thanks for your question. Let's see. I was asked. Hey, I was about to say celebrating a little early. Yeah, I did post this thread a little earlier than hitting 250K. So sorry about that. Steve Peck says, Boogie, how did you become such a great person? Really one of a kind. Keep up the good work, buddy. Evil Steve. I don't know if I'm that great of a person, but I do try to be. And I think a lot of people think that I'm a good guy because you see me through YouTube, you see the filtered version of me, and I try to be a good guy, but I've done some really stupid shit in my life. I think we all have. But so to answer your question, the reality of it is I think I'm a good person in the same way that everybody's a good person. You try really, really hard to be a good person, and every decision you make, every opportunity you have to make the right decision, to make the good decision, to do something good, you use that as an opportunity to be a good person. It's just like all things in life. It's a matter of practice. Pork Chop Gamer says, are you worried that Sandy Ravage might be the next king of the web? I'm actually scared shitless. I'm not going to lie. The guy's got a huge following. He's got a lot of people voting for him on a daily basis. He's gaining at a very, very fast rate. In his first day in the competition, first 24 hours, the guy's racked up, let's see, about 113,000 votes. That's to my 269,000 in 3 days worth of competition. So it doesn't take a mathematician to figure that the only reason I'm still ahead is because I have that extra couple of days. So let's hope that we can maintain that lead. If you haven't voted today, please go vote today. If you're listening to this, please, 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 please. It's easy to do. Sign up through Facebook. You don't even have to make an account. Just go there and you can vote 10 times a day. Super fast, super easy. You can even get a Kingmaker Pass, which will let you put an entire 14 days worth of votes in with one click, and it's just done. Just done. So please, 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 we're going to need the help. Mono Poman, I think, says, how did you come up with the Francis character? I've told this story before, so I hope I don't bore anybody here, but I'll give you the short version. I work part-time at a gaming shop here, Castle House Hobbies and Games here in Fayetteville. And when I am helping out down there, I meet a lot of really unusual people, some really great people, some really weird people. For the most part, every friend I have in the world I've met through a gaming shop of that type, though. And there's some people that are pretty socially great, and there's some people that are pretty socially awkward. And Francis is a combination of all of those people, all of the friends, all the people I've ever met, with the rage issues and the anger issue and the funny social tics and the weird voice, the lisp. I don't know. I think the lisp actually came from Robot Chicken. And I was just making fun of just the whole caricature, I guess, of the gaming person. And when I did that, it all came together, just being really, really funny. A parody of myself is really what I think Francis is. Azamat asked me, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Turns out they are actually not into chucking wood. It's more of a job for them. So if he could chuck wood, he wouldn't chuck it. I don't know. There's a guy. I don't know. I never know how to answer that question. I get it all the time. Capsized Igloo. That's a cute name. Says, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? As you guys may have noticed, my teeth are pretty messed up. So I actually know the answer to that question. It's 173 for me. Robert Faborg says, what is the best and worst game you've ever played? Go. God, what's the best game I've ever played? You know, it really depends on how you're rating your games. If it's a unique gameplay, is it replayability? Is it the fact that you can lose your life to it? Because if that's the case, then you're talking Minecraft and World of Warcraft and League of Legends. These games that you can play over and over and over again. Warcraft 3, Diablo 2, all of those are absolutely fantastic games. So it's impossible for me to pick just one. If I had to pick the worst game I've ever played, it was probably Adventure on the Atari 2600. No, E.T. Yeah, that's the worst. God, I got it for $1 from a friend, and I wanted my fucking dollar back. That is bad. Just that's 1980s dollars. That's like $600 today. Real True Beats asks, would you consider starting a Let's Play series of Diablo 3 with another YouTube partner, much like Jesse Cox, Total Biscuits, Terraria, or perhaps film some stuff with Francis doing Diablo 3 PvP for Boogie, you sons of bitches? I'm actually so interested in Diablo 3, I'm actually thinking if the game stays as good as it is in beta and it's got some following to it, I may actually start my first long Let's Play series with Diablo 3, probably on its own unique channel, so I'm not flooding the main channel with it. I really have enjoyed Diablo 3's beta. I cannot wait for May 15th. I wish it was here today. If they could put me in a coma between now and May 15th, I would do it, just so I could start playing that game today. Also, for those who don't know, it's the day of the new Tenacious D album. So it's pretty much the fates aligning to make the perfect day. I'll probably get hit by a car that morning. Dandex says, hi, Steven. Do you think you'll ever go back to playing World of Warcraft? WoW misses Francis, and Francis misses WoW. I'm very excited to start playing in Mists of Pandaria again, though I don't know how long it'll keep my attention. Cataclysm only kept my attention for about 6 weeks. I don't really have the time to raid anymore. I don't really have the time to grind it out the way I used to, and I've never really been very good at their PvP, so as interested as I am in the game, it's just a time restraint issue. I don't miss the game. I do miss the game. It's just, and it's not that I don't want to play it. It's just, man, I've got to be busy these days, and since I have to be busy, and it feels good to be busy, it's more rewarding to be recording videos or getting out of the world or exercising, going to the pool, going to the gym, doing that stuff than it is to be playing World of Warcraft right now. But man, I miss my friends in that game like you can't believe. Alex Fairbanks wants to know, Boogie, how do you feel about the feud between EA and Steam? They had recently moved most of the games from the Steam catalog in an attempt to earn more money for the DLC by creating their own gaming platform, Origin. How do you feel about this? I use both Steam and Origin, and I'm not the biggest Origin fan by any stretch of the imagination. I have a few dozen games on there. Most of my game library is over at Steam. I do have a lot of the Origin exclusives installed. And I use the service, and I don't really have a problem with the service. And I don't really have a particular problem with EA. They're not like they've never done anything terrible to me, but apparently they outsource their technical support, they outsource their customer service, they do a lot of things that are very unpleasant for gamers. So I'm hoping that, there was a time where I loved Electronic Arts. Every game they ever created was fantastic. Everything they ever did was fantastic. Now, these days, they're doing some really questionable shit. I think they'll get their shit together before it's all said and done. At least one can hope. But I don't really hop on the hate train either. I mean, certainly they're not the worst company in the world, even though I think the consumerist may disagree with me there. Matty Boy says, can I say hello to you? Hello to you, Matty Boy. Toxin says, what's your favorite PvP moment from an MMO? I was playing Star Wars it's not Star Wars Galaxy, Star Wars The Old Republic, and it was just questing on my PvP server, and it turned into a huge battle. But that actually, now that I mentioned that, reminds me of the game PlanetSide. And I'm sure PlanetSide is getting a sequel soon, PlanetSide 2. I'm really looking forward to that game. I can't wait to play it. But PlanetSide 1, when it first opened, man, the servers are super crowded. And there were these huge, epic MMO battles of 60, 70 people per side, just descending on these bases, just destroying stuff. Vehicles, planes, jets, the whole 9 yards. The graphics at the time were fantastic. The gameplay was fantastic. One of my favorite gaming moments was just that first day that I played PlanetSide. And we're going through in these 5 squad groups, 20, 30, 50, 70 people just roaming from base to base, destroying faces. Never had that much fun in my life. I'm really hoping that PlanetSide 2 can recapture that. And PlanetSide 2 is going to be free to play, so I'm excited to see what they do with that. Sony Online Entertainment, one of those companies that I have a very long history with, and they've screwed up a lot of my favorite games. I'm really hoping they do not screw this one up. Dong's REO Speedwagon, good name, says, do you have a particular goal or target for your weight loss? Or you're just taking the more the better philosophy, taking things one day at a time? Good luck either way. Since I know there's going to be a lot of new people listening to this, I do want to say that when it comes to weight loss, I'm a food addict, and not only am I a food addict, I'm a compulsive overeater, and it's very, very difficult for me to not do these things. So what I'm trying to do now is regain control of my eating and recontrol the part of my brain that makes me want to compulsively overeat. So do I have goals in my weight loss? Yes, I want to lose weight, and I would eventually like to be under 300 pounds again for the first time since I was 17 years old. That would be fantastic. But is that actually going to happen? I don't know. But I'm going to die trying. And if I can get down to 450 pounds on my own, and I can prove to myself that I won't eat myself to death after getting stomach surgery, stapling surgery done, I think that may be a very important future goal for me. I hate the fact that it would increase my mortality rate, but what's my mortality rate right now? It's just sitting here being fat. Inzaru asked me, what inspired you to start making videos for YouTube? I answered this question several times, but I'll answer it again here. What I used to do, the whole first time I uploaded a video to YouTube, I did it because I wanted people to make fun of me, and I wanted people to mock me, and I wanted negative attention, and I got it. I got a ton of negative attention. But, always being a kind of funny guy and being a friendly guy, the videos I made also garnered a fair amount of positive attention. And I really started thriving on that positive attention, and I learned how to ignore the negative attention. And it's something I've always needed in my life, is I've always needed an audience. My friends have done a wonderful job of putting up with my antics and putting up with my stories and putting up with my idiocy, but the reality of it is I needed a couple 100,000 more people to do it. And now that I have that, I feel very fulfilled and very completed. And working towards that sensation, working towards that feeling is what made me do this. But it's funny, I was in such a low point and such self-hatred that I wanted trolls on the internet to make fun of me, and I gave them the opportunity to do it. And because I have some of the best fans in the world, the best people in the world, people started supporting me instead, and you guys lifted me up and made me a much happier, much better person. Insolentius says, what does 2988 stand for? Is it just a random integer? Does it convey the essence of some life in some manner? It's actually a long time ago when I tried to get boogie at yahoo.com. email address. They said I couldn't have it, so they assigned me 4 random digits. And that's the 4 random digits they subscribed to me. And I don't know why I carried it on. I wish that I had been Boogie something else on YouTube, but I guess I'll carry that moniker with me for quite some time more. Mikey Kavanaugh says, what's your favorite Stephen King novel? Favorite Stephen King novel is now and probably always will be the Dark Tower series, though my favorite in the series is The Drawing of the Three. I use this opportunity to remind you that if you've not read the Dark Tower series, you are doing it wrong. And I know a lot of my listeners are younger guys who don't really understand the value of a good book. But you got your Kindles and you got your e-readers and you got your smartphones. Go get it today at Amazon.com for 99 cents or even pirate it. I don't even care. But go start the Dark Tower series. You'll never read anything like it. And since most people don't read much anymore, I guess you probably won't read anything remotely like it since it's on paper. Bob James says, what is your favorite book series and why? I do really, again, the Dark Tower series, my all-time favorite series. But since I've already discussed that, I will say that my second favorite series is the Douglas Adams Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series. Another fantastic read, one that I think everyone owes it to themselves to enjoy. The movies suck. The radio plays are pretty good. The books are fantastic, though. And a lot of my sense of humor, I think, was formed by reading Douglas Adams at a very young age. Matthew Cave says, what is your main goal for YouTube? Top 100, top 10? You're my favorite YouTuber. On one hand, you have a nerd rage persona with Francis. On the other hand, you are the most insightful on many of the big topics that fly through the internet. Keep doing what you're doing, and perhaps if you could be so kind as to give me a shout-out. Well, Matthew, here's your shout-out for sure. What is my goal with YouTube? I'm currently earning a living by YouTubing, and it's fantastic. And this King of the Web competition and the other stuff that I'm doing, live streaming, potential podcasting, stuff like that, it's all revenue streams to try and come up with the money that I need to survive and to provide a good life for myself. And so my goal is to reach out as far as I can and as high as I can. I'd love to be on TV one day. I'd love to do something. But these days, I don't even know if it's worth being in the entertainment industry, because this is the entertainment industry for the new generation. This is you're right now, hundreds of thousands of people, well, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds, maybe thousands of people are listening to my voice right now. That is the future of entertainment. And I want to do this for as long as you guys are willing to let me. As long as you're willing to support me, as long as you're willing to listen or watch or be a part of this, I plan to be a part of it. I'd love to be in the top 100 of YouTube. I'd love to be in the top 10. I'd like to be number 1. I'd like to be the new Fred, only with a lisp instead of a squeaky voice. Barney Hero says, do you plan to buy a lot of Mountain Dew and store them somewhere so when the end of the world comes, you have a supply of Mountain Dew? P.S. I don't believe in the end of the world baloney. Barney Hero, I actually do have a surplus of Diet Mountain Dew in my garage right now just for that occasion. You never know when you're going to need a couple cases of Diet Dew. And I know it's poison. I know it's killing me. I just can't. It's delicious. I can't go a day without it. Though right now, I'm drinking water. Water. Ice water. Cold as you can make it. Firestone says, where do you think you'd be in life right now if you weren't overweight and playing video games every day? Probably being overweight and playing video games every day. I'm fairly certain the person that I am today was who I was born to be. But a lot of people don't realize this about me, and I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it again. I started this life with a fairly steep deficit, with the depression issues and the mental disorders, and the physical issues, the asthma, the allergies, the venous stasis, the lymphedema, all the things that plague me, all the things to make my life difficult. And I'm proud of who I am today. And if I could fix any one thing, maybe I would be a little skinnier. Maybe I would be a little less crazy. Maybe I'd be a better person. But the reality of it is I'm fine with who I am today. So if I had never been overweight, if I'd never been challenged the way that I've been challenged in my life, then I'd probably just be another asshole that you pass on the street. And I definitely do not want that. King of Voter says, do you want to be my friend? King of Voter, I will maybe take you up on that, but I got to tell you, I've got a lot of friends. So one of the reasons I try to interact with everybody through YouTube and through email and through other sources, I try to do it, but it's difficult to keep up because I always feel like I'm going to disappoint everyone involved. So I'd rather disappoint everyone at once by saying no than and embarrassing them individually by not ever making them wonder, well, he plays with everyone else but me. Boogie for the win says, what's your favorite class you like playing in World of Warcraft? I've always been a huge fan of tanks in games, probably because I'm built like a tank in real life. So I loved playing tank-spec warriors, and that's pretty much what I played the entire duration that I played that game. Brandon says, if you had to jump out of a plane without a parachute, where or what would you want to land on? And I'm going to go with Marshmallow Peeps, because it is Easter. Gerbil says, hi, Boogie. I voted for you all last campaign. Thank you very much for your support, Gerbil. Could you please return the favor and forward a few votes to me? P.S. Those Czech gamer dudes were seriously mean. You know, the Minecraft box guys were actually really nice in the end of there, even doing me the great favor of forwarding their votes to me this season. And if I need every vote that I can get this season, Gerbil, but I'll tell you something, I will definitely be watching out for you next season. And I hope everyone else does the same thing. Cody Suloff says, are you going to be playing Guild Wars 2? If so, what profession? Big fan, been watching ever since I saw your Francis Gets Hacked video. I'm really excited about Guild Wars 2, and I am weird because I don't like spoilers very much, so I don't even know what the professions are in Guild Wars 2. I've watched a bit of Total Biscuits gameplay, and I watched a little bit of the stuff that I could to learn about the game, and I know enough that I'm foaming at the mouth with excitement. So really at this point, I don't even know what I'll end up playing. I can just guarantee you that the day it rolls for live, I'm going to be playing. And if one of those folks at Guild Wars 2 would be so kind as to invite me to a beta chance, I would so be there. James Goodman has two questions here. Number one, he says, if you could be any underwater animal, what would it be? I'm going to go with the easy answer there. I'm pretty sure it's whale. James Goodman also says, who are you voting for president? I'm always voted for the lesser of two evils. And right now, if it's coming down between Santorum and Obama, I guess Obama is slightly less evil, though I'd prefer it be any other human. Dale Swanson says, would you ever consider doing a video similar to Wheezy Waiter where you, Francis, or Jesse could all be in the same screen at the same time? I actually am wanting to do that with the money that I win with King of the Web. I want to get green screen. I want to get a software package. I want to be able to learn how to edit and take a couple classes. I want to get a better video camera. I want to be able to do exactly that. So vote me King of the Web. Let's buy some equipment and let's make that happen. Al Fapetito says, do you take acting classes or your personas are built accordingly to what your fans find interesting? Did you understand anything I asked? My English is bad, so I'm trying to improve it. Good luck. I hope you win this election. I actually did have some acting courses in both high school and college, and they've served me greatly, much better than the trig classes and AP chemistry classes did. Would you ever see Boogie? Do you plan on doing any Let's Plays in the future? I think many of your fans are also gamers. Seeing here you play games, either the past or present, would be a welcome addition to your YouTube channel. That's by Devil's Wish. Devil's Wish, your wish is my command. And it's definitely something I'm interested in doing in the future. And as I improve my equipment and my software and my skill set, I definitely think that with Diablo 3, I'm going to start recording some Let's Play. A-K-I-A-L, a Kyle? I'm not sure. It says, hey, Steven, I can't tell you how much I identify myself in you. 16 years old, overweight, dropped out of school because my father, who was also a borderline alcoholic, which led to my mother leaving us, died 2 years ago, and on top of that, I'm a smoker. What would your advice to me be? Don't answer that question as if you were answering it to some other person, but to answer it to the younger version of you when you were my age. I've struggled with domestic abuse as well. I think we're very similar. Thank you, and words cannot express my feelings towards you, Andrew. Andrew, I want to tell you, well, you asked me to address this to the younger me, so I will. I want to tell you that life gets better, and it's hard. Life is hard, and it's a short, brutal ride, and I'm not going to tell you that life is not going to be difficult for you, because it is. It's going to be difficult for you just the same way it's difficult for everyone. But in the future, things are going to get better, and you can either live to die the way I did. Live to eat yourself into a hole. Live to just make stupid self-destructive choices. Or you can choose to prepare for a future that gets better, that you can enjoy, because your life's not over. And I believe I'm quoting Tom Hanks here when I say you never know what tomorrow will bring. You know, you have to just do your best to survive each day, to make the best out of each day, plan for a possible future, because, I mean, that's all we have, you know. You will shuffle off this mortal coil one day, and when you do, and none of it'll matter, what you've achieved, but it matters to you now, today. So make a plan for yourself. Pick what you want to do with your future. Pick what you want to do with the rest of your life, and start working towards those goals every single day for the rest of your life. Because I didn't start doing that till I hit my 30s. And I've only had 7 years of practicing making a better life for myself. Thank God I did. And I hope you start doing it today. King says, what's your favorite fast food chain? Can you make a video with your significant other in it? That's all I got. I hope you win, Boogie. I've been voting for you 10 times today since once, because I really want you to keep making your videos. Good luck. I'll be rooting for you the whole way. King, thank you very much. My favorite fast food chain right now has got to be Chick-fil-A, even though I know their politics are pretty screwed up. The chicken's cheap, delicious, low calorie. Can you make a video with your significant other in it? She will probably never be in a YouTube video. She doesn't mind pictures and stuff, but she doesn't like being in video, and I don't really blame her. And I don't want to subject her to the really mean people on YouTube either. I wouldn't mind her palling around with some of the guys like you, though. Jacking off says, hey, Steven, and one of my friends is overweight, gets bullied brutally, and is depressed. To top this off, he gets picked on by some of the teachers. I can only stop the bullying when I stop. They get all in a group, the bullies, and pick on me, give me book checks, and curse at me brutally. So I need your advice urgently. I'm asking you this because I know you had a very tough childhood. That's why I'm asking you, because you've had firsthand experience. Thank you. If you read or answer this, would be a big help. Oh, and keep campaigning strong. I've only voted for you 70 times because I made my account just recently. Bye. Well, thank you, my friend, even though your name is kind of silly. But let me tell you that you're going to have to speak out against your bullies. It's one of the things that I think most of us make the huge mistake of doing, is not speaking out and not standing up to the people involved. And man, I got picked on by my teachers too. I don't know what it was about me. I guess they deserved it. They hated my mother, they hated my family. I think most of them knew what was going on in my home. And I got treated terribly throughout my entire school experience. And eventually you're just going to have to learn to complain loudly. Because that's what's going to get it to stop. So you tell them to stop to their face, and if they don't, you go to people who can help you. And if it really comes down to it, man, you're going to have to contact the authorities. You're going to have to contact the school board. You're going to have to draw attention to the experience, not just for you and not just for your friend, but for the other people in that school, or the people that will go through that school who will have to put up with the same shit. You can put an end to it, and I hope that you try. Jack Ramita says, what class do you play in World of Warcraft as your main? Lol, go Warriors. How'd you know? I do play a warrior. I've mentioned that already tonight. Yenitor86 says, hey, Boogie, what games are you most looking forward to this year? Also just want to say you're the best. You really put out some of the funniest, thoughtful, meaningful videos. Good luck, King of the Web. Thank you for your support. What games am I most looking forward to this year? Diablo 3, Guild Wars 2, Diablo 3, Guild Wars 2, Diablo 3, Guild Wars 2. Please, 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 please let it be May 15th already. Veruca says, wow, some of the questions are really insulting. I really wonder how you keep up with all those idiots around. Just a rhetorical question. The idiots and the hatred and the anger and every time somebody calls me fat and worthless and stupid and virgin and forever alone, it makes me want to prove them wrong, and I use it as a fire and fuel that I need to make a better life for myself. So please hate on me a little more. Load Swag says, let Sandy win. He needs the money more than you. I don't know if you've seen the inside of my teeth, the inside of my mouth, but I promise you, I don't know what Sandy's situation is, but I sure could use that money too. But I'm not saying that I don't know his situation. For all I know, he needs the money just as bad as I do. So let the best man win. And if it's him, that's great. And if it's me, that's even greater for me. And maybe if he doesn't win this season, he can win next. if I do beat him this season, he can expect some support from me next season. Master Zero says, Steven, please read this. Please let me know when you read this. I had never heard of you until this King of the Web competition. I saw Total Biscuit call you intelligent in his explanation of why he was forwarding his votes to you. Total Biscuit calling someone intelligent is a very rare compliment, and only the highest of the high deserve that honor. I went to your channel and watched your videos you have listed under serious. I just want to say, sir, that I think you are a hero. Wow. You truly do know the meaning of life, and I want you to know that you've changed people's lives for the better. You're as intelligent as Total Biscuit says you are and more. I support you in whatever you strive to do. Well, I do respect Total Biscuit quite a considerable amount, not just because he's into video games and he does great video game commentary, but he's really a superbly intelligent guy. He understands the world around him and is able to communicate about the world around him in a way that's easy for everyone to understand. And I really like that about him. And while he's cynical and he's edgy and all these other things, I do think that's one of his major draws. And when he said that I was intelligent and he supported me for King of the Web, it just pretty much about made my day. And I'm done filleting Total Biscuit here, but the reality of it is, man, thank you very much for that. And thank you for your kind words as well. I agree entirely when Total Biscuit said that about me. It certainly made me feel fantastic, because he's someone that I truly respect, and to think that he has even a modicum of respect for me is fantastic. James Wilkes Lewis says load swag. I don't know what he's talking about, so we're gonna skip that one, but I think he's bad mouthing Sandy Ravage, which I'm not going to rebroadcast for any stretch of the imagination here. Drim Bloxmo says, what do you consider to be your first biggest step into becoming a YouTuber? And what advice would you give new and upcoming YouTubers? I would tell you to build it. If you build it, they will come. Create quality content. Share it with your friends. Have your friends share it with their friends. Don't be afraid to buy a little advertising at self-serving places like Reddit.com. Submit your links to places where people see it. Post it for your guild forums. Let your friends know. Post it on Facebook. And if you build quality content, they will find it. They will watch it. And the whole system is set up to do exactly that. You know, if I like a video, if I go to YouTube and I click the like button, then 100,000 people are going to see that. Have a chance to see that anyway, and that's going to be 10 or 15,000 people. They're going to hit the like button, and then their friends are going to hit the like button. So just produce quality content, and the followers will come. That's what it comes down to. David Simon says, Boogie, do you think you'll ever be returning to WoW during Mr. Pandora? Yes, I said that already today. Will you ever have a meet and greet or something similar? That's something I definitely want to do, both in real life and in video game realms. Have you ever played the game Dynasty Warriors? No, I have not. Thank you very much for your question. So thank you, Dave. Kilo Eagle? Yeah. Says, hello, Boogie. I'm currently writing my dissertation titled Games in the Imagination for my degree. I wanted to know your thoughts on the subject how important do you think the player's imagination is when it comes to having a deep, immersive gameplay experience? Thank you very much, Jake. I think that storytelling is only a small portion of the experience, and graphics is another portion of the experience. Of course, I've been playing games since the Atari 2600, which had no graphics. So I played Pong, for God's sakes. You had to imagine that was tennis. So I think today, with all the visuals and the audio and everything else, the imagination is not as important as it once was. It's important in the creative process, but maybe not as much when it comes to somebody playing the game. But I think you really put your imagination to the test when you play a long-term MMO. I think you really put your imagination to the test when you play deep, immersive games like, off the top of my head, Amnesia or Journey or these kinds of games that really are an experience. So I think if you don't have much of an imagination, you're probably not going to be a gamer to begin with. Mr. Lycan says, Boogie, can you take some money from King of the Web and fix your goddamn teeth? Yeah, trust me. That is definitely on this year's to-do list. Though I'll tell you now, the situation is bad enough to where dentures is probably in my immediate future. Meow Kitty says, hey, do you play Magic Online? If you do, will Francis ever make a Let's Play Magic Online? I play exclusively in the quality assurance testing for the online betas for Magic the Gathering. So I don't really play on live servers very much. And when I do, it's just a short period of times. And I'm not allowed to record beta gameplay, which is very frustrating. But if it's something I want to do, I just don't know how big the audience is. So I try to limit that to, because if I'm going to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours, 4 hours drafting, and also recording it, I want to make sure people are going to watch it. So I need to know if the interest is there before I can spend that much time. Mike B says, how much Mountain Dew do you drink per day? Right now, about a can of diet stuff a day. I'm trying to limit myself to 1 can of soda a day. It's hard to do. Perfect Pink Girl says, have you ever heard about this new CISPA bill? And that's very similar to SOPA. Yes, I have, and I'm very concerned about it. And it's something that I plan to talk about later this week. If my DRANK falls, asks how and why did you create Francis? I think we've covered that already. Jackson Brammer says, Boogie, I hope you read this, especially the last part. I watched every last video you've ever made, and I love them all. Man, that's a lot of footage. So I don't know. I'm going to have to question the validity of that statement. But as of right now, it says you have about 230,000 votes. So if you truly passed your 250K milestone, I have by now. You should contact the King of the Web guys and get some votes back. Oh, no. Well, I see what you're doing there. No, I just posted this question thread last night, knowing that I would probably hit 250K today, so everybody would get a chance to ask some questions. Jimmy Scene says, what has inspired you to do what you do? Jimmy, I've talked about this before, and I've talked about it a little bit today, but I'll tell you that what keeps me going is proving myself and everyone who's ever doubted me wrong. Because the reality of it is there was a period in time where I was ready to give up on life. I was suicidal. I was depressed. I was frustrated. My body was falling apart. My brain was falling apart. And all I wanted to do was get out of here. And I was about to give up on life. And something made me change my mind. Something made me hold on. And in 2009, when my mother passed, I'd already started the process of making a better life for myself. Now here in 2012, I have to tell you, I'm living an infinitely better life. And the one thing that really, up till now, up to the past couple of years, that has inspired me to do this is just to prove myself wrong, to prove that I could make something good out of this life, even when I did start this life with such a deficit. And now, these days, I'll tell you what keeps me going on is the girl that I hopefully plan to marry in the next couple of years. She's made my experience, my life, so much better. Spending time with her friends and her family and enjoying life with her has made me rethink everything up until that. So, not to sound like a head over the hills douchebag in love, but that's how I feel. Drummer Dude 1992 says, are you looking forward to Avacyn Restored? Also, what is your all-time favorite card? Favorite card is Hymn to Turok, and yes, I'm looking towards Avacyn Restored very greedily. I can't wait to play it, though the Angel they spoiled, not that impressive. Chuck Raging Stallion says, hey there, Boogie. First of all, I'd like to say that you're my favorite person on all of YouTube. Thank you very much. There's some really great people out there. I first started watching your videos when my friend showed me your Francis's review of Mountain Dew. Since then, I've been hooked. I love your video so much. Congratulations for getting to your first milestone. I'm rooting for you. Thank you very much, and thanks for your votes. Here are my questions. Why do you prefer PC over consoles for gaming, not including games that have certain content or benefits only on the computer? Skyrim, Battlefield 3, or Francis and Jesse, based on anyone specific, what is your favorite game of all time? Keep up your good work and the best of luck. I like gaming on my computer because I like the mouse and keyboard setup the best. Controllers have always kind of felt choked to me, I suppose. Though for the most part, I do like PC exclusives, as you've mentioned. I do like the bonuses that you get with Skyrim or Battlefield 3 or these things. And most games do have some benefit like that. And if it's a shitty console port, obviously I'm going to want to play it on the console instead. Ubisoft, I'm looking at you. If you guys are giving me a shitty version of the console game, then obviously I'm going to prefer the console version. But for the most part, most of the console versions are great, and I just prefer the keyboard, and I just prefer the mouse, and I just prefer being in front of my computer. And I don't really see the point in having to go through Xbox menus and Xbox bullshit, signing into Live, signing into PlayStation Online. dealing with all that crap just to play my video game. When if I buy it on Steam, it's just a matter of 1 or 2 clicks and I'm playing. Plus, I don't really like my couch very much. I guess that's not fair to say against consoles, but fuck you, consoles. I own a shitty couch, but my computer chair is awesome, even though it creaks a lot. Can you hear it creaking? Yeah, it sounds like a fart. Orna Tactical says, can I play a game on Steam with you sometimes? Please. Maybe one day I will do a meet and greet on Steam. That would be fun. Liam yours says, do you like the Metal Gear Solid series? I played the original Metal Gear on the NES and no other Metal Gear games since. But I did like Metal Gear. Jamie Louis, maybe Schofield says, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you were? I'd be 1,000 billion years old. OHMTB Badger says, are you looking forward to Mist of Pandaria? I am. I'm hoping it'll give me an excuse to try World of Warcraft one more time. Grimace asks how the diet is going, dude, and I'll tell you, I'm struggling right now, and I have been struggling for a while. That's why I haven't recorded anything on my weight loss channel. I had a really good stint at the beginning of the year. I lost about 15, 18 pounds in 6 weeks, and then I put that weight back on. And now I'm banging my head against the wall because I can't seem to stop compulsively overeating, and it's killing me. It's literally killing me. And so I'm worried. But soon my pool opens back up, and I'm going to start swimming on a daily basis or as close to it as I can get. Hopefully, you're going to see some real weight come off of me this summer. I'm feeling very positive about it. Even though I'm sure in between swimming sessions, I'm going to be pounding sandwiches into my face because I'm a stupid, stupid man. Andrew, Sheepy Popovici. Oh, I have no clue. That sounds very Italian. Says, you haven't even reached 250,000. Yes, I have. It's 267 as of this recording. Chris333999 says, thanks, no problem. The Multi-Enabled says, have you ever played the Dark Souls or Demon Souls series? Did you beat them? What did you think? I played the introduction to the first one and thought it was fantastic and knew that I would throw my motherfucking controller through my television if I bought the fucking thing. So I decided for my own safety and sanity to not play those games, though I think one day when I'm finally ready to go on a full Francis rage-induced bender, I'm going to buy both and see if I can make myself hate life. Regis Brady, that sounds very French, says, what would you suggest for people with anger management problems and or not being able to cope with stress? Well, as you know, I suffer from anxiety disorders and depression disorders and all kinds of other disorders. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is to seek help, because there's a lot of medications out there and there's a lot of therapy techniques out there who can help most people. And after a few years of therapy and a few years of medication, I think you might not even have a problem anymore. For me, therapy didn't work very well, and I refused to take medicines because I'm already addicted to so many things. I really didn't want to do it. I did a few years on Wellbutrin, and that helped quite a bit. And another drug, I can't remember, helped quite a bit. But get out there and get the help you need, because the help is out there. All you got to do is ask for it. And it's expensive depending on the country you're living in, and it's difficult to acquire in other countries. But, man, get out there and get into therapy, because this is one of those problems that you're only going to solve with a therapy regimen and with practice. And you can only safely practice if you're in therapy. So get the help you need. Thazriel says, do you still play World of Warcraft? Will you ever do a video to help your fans to get them a few subscribers? By the way, you're awesome. I would love to start doing some more shout-outs to fans, though I do try now, when I see a video by a fan that I enjoy, I do try to hit the like button. It seems to bring them a few views and a few subs as well. Cassidan says, what's your favorite video game, both currently and all time? Right now, I'm playing League of Legends till my fingers rot off, even though I know it's not the best game of all time by a stretch of the imagination. Best game of all time I ever played, the one that really spoke to me, was the original EverQuest. Man, that game, 5 years of my life disappeared. And if I had it to do over, I'd spend those 5 years exactly the same way. Anthony Surkaya says, what was the first video game you ever played? It was Pac-Man in the arcade. And I often tell people the story that if video games influence the person that you're about to become, if the first video game that I ever played was Pac-Man, then clearly we can say that that's not true, because it's not like I'm a giant round guy who eats all the time that's being chased by ghosts of the past. Holy shit, I'm Pac-Man! I'm Pac-Man. Borget says, another 10 votes to you, sir. Thank you. That's not a question, but I still wanted to read it anyway and say thank you, because that is awesome. Mind Controller says, do you want to be my friend? They call me Jackie Mackey Ducky. Mind Controller, I got a lot of friends, man. You're going to have to wait in line. Majow says, hello, mister. What is your favorite video game of all time? I guess you can pick more than one. I just answered that question. Love from Sweden. I love Sweden. You people are great. The Swedes. You make good watches. Stick Dude says, what music do you listen to? I listen to just about a little bit of everything. I really enjoy a variety of music. I don't listen to very much country, and I don't listen to much dubstep or anything like that. I'm a very lyrical person, so when it comes to the lyrics of a song, that's what draws me in. So right now I've been listening to a lot of comedy stuff, Weird Al and Tenacious D. I've been listening to a little singer you never heard of, but I'll give him a shout out here, Jared Gorbel. Yeah, I'm real hip. I listen to a bit of Cake, who I get to see on April 19th here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Just a variety of stuff, just a wide variety of stuff. But I don't listen to very much music anymore, which is sad, because I think music is a very important part of our lives, one that I often neglect. Rocky D393 says, how's your diet going? And keep posting videos to let us know that you're still committed. I promise you I will post something this week on the Weight Loss channel. Zanuck says, I honestly hope you win as Sandy Ravage, according to his videos, only going to use it to travel and see his girlfriend and to get himself drunk and live stream it in New York. Mike, well, hey, whatever he wants to do with the money for winning, if he wins, man, that's his prerogative. It's up to him. I have goals of putting the money back into my YouTube career, but he wants to see his girlfriend. I can't blame him for wanting to do that. God knows it can be lonely out there. My question is, how do you feel about people using money from things like this to use for their own personal use, that only benefits themselves without even thinking about donating any of it to charity? Well, I'm only pledging 10% to the Child's Play charity. And to be entirely honest with you, that's kind of unfair, because each year I already donate a fair amount to the Child's Play charity. So another $750 this year won't be a huge steal for me. So, I do definitely want to put this money back into my own life, into my own YouTube career. Then in the future years, I'll be able to donate more of that money into the Child's Play charity, because it's, like I said, it's a yearly donation for me. So at the end of the day, man, whatever someone does, King of the Web money, it's up to them. Total Biscuit gave all of his money to charity. Woody's Gamertag, who beat me last time, gave all of his money to charity. Previous winners have kept it. Previous winners have used it for the YouTube career. Some of them squandered it. And if that's the person that's the most popular during that season, if that's the person you want to vote for, then who am I to argue? If 1 million voters decide that they want Woody to take the money and get drunk and live stream it in New York, or see his girlfriend, or not Woody, sorry, Sandy Ravage. If that's what they want him to do with that money, then the more power to him, man, because this is a democracy. And even if you don't agree with what we vote for, that's what we're voting for. Ethan Bracken wants to know what my favorite snack is. Right now, I'm really on a salad kick with a little bit of blue cheese crumbles, a little bit of caramelized pecans, nice big bed of spinach. But that's probably not my favorite snack. Reese's Cups. Fuck. They say you are what you eat, and if that's the case, at least 3/4 of me is a Reese's Cup. So I would be delicious. Joey Fabrizio says, what's 15 plus 45? Shit, I'm bad at math. 60. I think it's 60. Big Willie and just Total Biscuit called me intelligent. I want to remind you, and I cannot add 15 and 45. So what's that say? Big Willie 31 says, what's your played time in WoW on your main? God, I don't remember. It was somewhere near 100 days. Harley Hannah says, what are you going to buy with the money specifically? Green screen, new camera, light boxes, microphone for my camera, whichever camera I end up with, boom mic, windsock mic, and clip mic. Probably a handheld mic too, so that I can both interview, I can shoot in the field, I can do troll videos, I can go out in public, shoot, and I'll be able to green screen at home. Specifically, that's what I plan to buy. With 10%, of course, going to the Child's Play charity. Lupus Krieg says, questions. All right, here's mine. How much TNT is needed to crack a continent? It depends on what game you're playing, because if it's Minecraft, a lot. P.S. Grats on the My Son. Thank you. Hulk Theater says, hey, check out my channel. Actually did. Saw your video, saw one of your videos earlier today, and I thought it was pretty funny, man. You deserve some votes. Hopefully you'll get some. But if nothing else, I hope people who hear this will go check out your YouTube channel, because there's some pretty funny stuff. Hulk Theater, youtube.com/Hulk Theater. What kind of music do I listen to? I've already covered that one. Cyber Sofa says, congratulations on the 250K. What advice can you give to someone who's never made a YouTube video before and is completely new to making videos in general, but wants to make YouTube videos like you do in the future? Where should they start? You should get a camera, any camera. It doesn't matter if it's your phone camera, your web camera, home video camera, whatever you got, and just start recording. Just start filming stuff and find out what you're good at and what you're not. Watch your own videos. Just come up with whatever ideas you have. Just get used to having a camera on you and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. How do you get to Carnegie Hall, they say? You practice. That's how. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it, and the more interesting it'll be to watch. So I would say start performing today, and maybe in 6 months from now, you'll be good enough to really produce some good quality content. Zach Carter says, hey, I've been waiting for another Q&A forever, so hopefully you answer this. What is your most inspirational quote from anyone living or dead, and why? Right now, the most inspirational quote I know is by Gandhi, and he said, be the change you want to see in the world. And that's exciting to me, because it inspires me to get up off my ass and do the right thing and do the good thing often and quickly, and to do my absolute best to make the world a better place, make it the world that I want it to be. And I think if everybody lived that way, if everyone went out and helped change the world, we'd have a much, much better world to live in. Armageddon Sam says, my question is, how long do you normally spend playing WoW? Right now, 0 hours a day on average. Ninja Bagel 1 says, the Cynical Fleet is here to help. Thank you so much, by the way, to all the Total Biscuit fans, the Cynical Fleet guys. All of you who have come to help. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. I could not do this without you. Wouldn't even be close. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Rabbi Levy, wow, that's kind of cool, says, hey, Boogie, you're awesome. One of the best YouTubers out there, and I hope you win this King of the Web competition. Here's my question. What made you decide to join YouTube, and where do you get your inspiration for your videos? I've answered that again, but I'm going to tell you right now because I want to make sure you hear it. I created videos because I wanted negative attention. I got that negative attention. And what inspired me to make videos is the positive attention I got from great fans just like you. Chicane says, what moral principles are the most important to you? Which ones do you try to live your life by? I try to live my life by doing unto others as they would do unto me. I will be kind to a person to the point of erring and making a stupid decision to try to be good to the people around me. And even the shitty people that are in my life who do shitty things, I'll bend over backwards for them, because at the end of the day, it helps me sleep. Like, I want to know when I lay on my deathbed that I did everything I could to make my life and my friends' lives better and easier and stronger and more enjoyable. And if I can do that, then I'll have led a good life. And life is ultimately meaningless. No matter what you believe in, doesn't matter if you believe in an afterlife or not, if you believe that we turn to nothingness, that nothingness we came from, if you believe we get judged, it doesn't matter. This world eventually will be forgotten. This life will be forgotten. But it gives me a sense of satisfaction, self-satisfaction, knowing that I did everything I could to make my life better and my friends' lives better and the people around me's their lives better and my viewers' lives better if I can. Sky Knight says, my question, what would you most like to be asked? And if you can answer that question, I would like to be asked, how did you spend that $70 billion I gave you? And I'd like to answer it with, I gave it to charity. Except the $6 billion I kept for myself. Lucas Gaming says, "Hey Boogie, just want to say I absolutely love your videos. You're a role model to me as well as a human being. Keep it up. I'm a huge gamer, so I have a couple of game-related questions. Are you coming back to WoW when MOP comes out?" Yes, I am. What is your top 3 best games ever? I think we've covered that pretty strongly. What are the 3 worst pile of crap games you've ever played? The worst game I played recently, I did not really enjoy. God, what was it? I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. I want your channel to keep going and keep making my day, so I want to support you somehow wherever I can afford. Can I donate and how? Thanks for doing what you do. All of the best, mate. If you're watching my videos and you're commenting and you're clicking like button and you're voting for me in King of the Web, you're doing more than your fair share. So thank you for already doing what you're doing, man. Thank you very much. Just for watching, just for being part of my life, just for offering me positive criticism, and just, man, thank you. You are fucking awesome. Boarded says another 10 votes, you sir. Thank you very much. And that brings us all the way around with about 100 questions answered. That's going to do it for the day. Now, this is how I do a Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you took a moment to look at the pictures I put up here. I hope you've made it all the way to the end of this sucker. And if you have, let me know in the comments below. Let me know that you made it to the end. Let me know that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you very much for voting for me, King of the Web. Let's win this thing. I will talk with you soon.